Welcome to the Fit Dad Nation podcast, forging strong fathers and raising a stronger generation. It's time to get up or shut up with your host, Steve Roy.
Hey guys, this is Steve Roy, host of the Fit Dad Nation podcast. Welcome to the show. Thank you for listening. So obviously we're in some very crazy times right now. A lot of shit going on with the COVID, coronavirus. A lot of fear, a lot of uncertainty. I was struggling to even shoot an episode today just because my schedule has been thrown out of whack. But, I started doing some thinking and decided to put together some notes, some things that I've learned, some things that I've been using in my own life to kind of help me get through this transition here in a healthy way, or as healthy as I can be at this time. Obviously I don't have to tell you what's going on in the world right now. Millions and millions of people are either out of work, furloughed, working at home, laid off. It's been crazy. Schools are closed. It's been nuts. And we have no idea how bad this is going to get, how many people this is going to affect, how many people are going to die from this. And there's a lot of fear. And a lot of people are shutting down, their habits, like your day-to-day, your mindset even. Like people are just closing down. They're afraid. And, I want to talk a little bit about that today. And I want to give you some ideas that may help you kind of stay on a healthier path. Obviously, our number one goal during this is what? Don't get sick. Try to avoid, our family members getting sick. And, obviously we've all heard the news, right? Social distancing, stay home, right? There are stay-at-home orders. Like in my state, Maryland, we have a stay-at-home order. You can go out for exercise and for work. If you're an essential personnel, you can walk your dog, but they really want you to stay home, and of course it makes sense. But I'm online all day. My business is online, and so I'm hearing a lot of stories. I'm seeing a lot of struggles. I'm seeing a lot of things come up in my groups that are creating problems for guys. And I would say, probably the biggest thing that I'm seeing right now is the piece about nutrition. Like our nutrition is falling apart, and with good reason, right? I mean, most of us weren't stocked up on a ton of high quality nutritious food before this hit, and once the news broke, everybody went running for the stores and bought everything, right? I mean, our stores are still barren. There is hardly any frozen food at all. All the canned food, the soups are gone, frozen pizzas, like everything you could think of that has a shelf life is gone. So, people are freaking out, of course. And so, we're now left with eating what we have. A lot of us aren't willing to go back out to the stores and risk potentially getting infected for, a little bit more food. So we're relying on the stuff we have in our freezer, our fridge, and our pantry. For a lot of us, it's canned foods, packaged foods, a lot of cookies, crackers, Pop-Tarts, frozen pizzas, ice creams, things that can last a long time. Obviously, those aren't the best things for us. They're not the healthiest options. But, the first thing I'll say is don't beat yourself up if you're struggling to keep a pretty decent diet. We all are, myself included. I'm not sticking to my primal diet, which normally I would be, because I'm not able to go to the store every couple of days like I was and getting fresh fruits and vegetables and meat and stuff like that. So I'm not beating myself up. Have I gained some weight because of it? Yes, and there's a few reasons for that, which I'll talk about, but I'm not saying, oh my God, I'm a piece of shit because I'm not able to keep up with my high quality diet. Like, we have to just survive right now. We have to get by with what we have. It's scary times. We've never seen this in our lifetime. This is crazy shit where everything's shut down. This pandemic, and schools are closed, and jobs are closed. We're losing, tens of millions of jobs, and billions of dollars are being lost in the market. It's absolutely fucking crazy out there. So I'm not stressed out about that. I mean, I'm worried, yes, about potentially contracting the virus myself. my girlfriend, my kids, my family. I'm worried about that, but I'm not letting it dominate my thoughts. It's really easy to go down that rabbit hole. So I'm going to share a few things that have kind of helped me get through this, I guess in a better way than some. I have friends and people pretty close to me that are just losing their shit. Like they can't get past all of this, and they're just filled with worry and anxiety constantly. And I will say right off the bat that the best thing we can do is boost or build or improve our immune systems, because obviously the stronger those are, the less likely we are to get sick. And if we do get sick, the less likely the symptoms will stick around for a long time. So yes, a really good immune system is important. And I can tell you straight up that anxiety, worry, and stress reduce that. The obvious stuff, smoking cigarettes or obviously doing drugs, alcohol, which is a lot of people are turning to alcohol, to fill their time, to just, kind of kick back a little bit. That will lower your immune system, right? Just stuff like that. You got to be smart. Obviously, we're all doing the same things. We're not going outside. We're not going near other people for the most part. I mean, I've seen a few people that weren't really paying attention, that didn't seem to care too much. But, myself, my family, we stay away from people, good 6 to 10 feet. I like to keep it more like 20 feet. But, so, wash your hands a lot, of course, common sense stuff that they're telling us to do. Yeah, we do that. But, I'd say the next best thing is build the immune system. We're going to do that through stress management. I would say one of the biggest things that we can do is stop watching the fucking news. It's so horrible. I mean, I can't watch it anymore. I mean, I wasn't watching it before because it's all doom and gloom. But now, if you start watching that, you can get sucked right down into that and think the world's going to end. I mean, the last time I watched it, all I could envision was The Walking Dead or I Am Legend. Like, that's what came to my mind. Like, just this desolate plain with just everyone's wiped out, and we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen with this, right? They're speculating. They're talking about, last I read, we could, 200 plus thousand people could die from this. It could be 2 million. It could be 20 million. We have no idea how bad this could be. There's a lot of stupid fucking people out there that are not protecting themselves or others and just doing whatever they want. And that's how this shit spreads, obviously. It's how it got started. That's how it spread so much. Because people, first of all, yes, they don't know. A lot of people didn't know, to be fair. They didn't know they were infected. But other people that knew they were infected, way back even from the ship where this started, they knew they were infected, but they didn't want to be quarantined. They didn't want to let that affect their own lives. So yeah, they got back on planes, they started spreading this shit, and then it just spread like wildfire. Immune system number one here. We do this through stress management. We do this through diet, which I said, do the best you can, seriously. I mean, if you have a lot of meat stored up, that's awesome. Meat is a great source of protein and vitamins and minerals. We're not probably eating a lot of fresh fruit and vegetables because, we're not going to the stores. I will say that a really good option for that would be to go to a local market. We passed a farm the other day on a way. We were doing a walk on a pretty isolated trail. And we passed a farm and we thought, look, there's hardly anybody there. And, it's a wide open space. There's fresh fruit, I'm sure it's, organic. And there's, only a few people there. It's a great place to stop for food versus a closed-in grocery store where you go through the self-checkout, for example. And for me, it's a touch screen, right? You got to touch a bunch of stuff, nasty. Then you have to touch the swipe card machine. So you swipe your card and you have to hit like 3 buttons to get through it. Right? Touching. So, avoid all of that. And most of us are trying to avoid that, but, going to a market is a good idea. Now is a perfect time to catch up and start working on your sleep patterns. A lot of us sleep like shit. We don't sleep enough. Our quality of sleep is terrible. I've written about this. I podcasted about this. Extremely important to get high quality sleep. 7 to 9 hours is the sweet spot there. 9 hours is probably a bit excessive for most of us. A lot of us aren't getting even 8 or 7. I mean, a lot of guys weren't getting even 6 hours of sleep. Another huge immune booster, getting enough sleep. And this doesn't mean sleeping all day and walk around in your pajamas and be a lazy sack of shit. It means just start working on your sleep habits. Start sleeping a little bit more and start focusing on the quality. Like, just shutting down your devices a little bit earlier, avoiding all those blue lights, blackout shades, fans, cold temperatures, those things like that, just to help with sleep. But start working on that because, more sleep, a little bit of better nutrition. And then obviously the other piece is the exercise, right? Get into an exercise routine if you aren't already. There's a million ways. Like on my YouTube channels, my Instagram, Facebook, I'm posting workouts, not every day, but close to it, on things you can do at home, at the park, in your garage, with water bottles, with a towel, with paper plates, paper towels even. There's a million ways to work out. And so if you're not, you're just being lazy. And I'm not going to judge you for being lazy. A lot of people are really paralyzed by fear, a lot. And you just kind of withdraw and you hole up and you want to let this thing blow over. But in the meantime, you're missing out on an opportunity to create some great habits. But more importantly, you have to stay active. It's going to keep your body sharp. It's going to keep your mind sharp. So important. So please, follow me on Instagram, the Fit Dad Nation, or YouTube is the Fit Dad Nation on YouTube. You're gonna see all kinds of videos, and yeah, get outside. I mean, again, use social distancing, but get some fresh air, get some sunshine. You can use. Obviously, we're not using parks right now. We're not using any of that stuff, but body weight stuff works really well. We've got a pit by our house. Well, I don't know if it's a pit, but there's a whole area near this park that's got all these big, like 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 pound rocks. And it's, something as simple as that is a great opportunity just to go pick up some rocks, carry them over your shoulder, walk them up the hill, throw them, right? Great functional, full body workouts. Don't need any equipment. You can be by yourself, like just something simple like that. I have actually, I think 2 videos on that on YouTube. A bunch of exercises you can do just picking up rocks and doing different things with them. So check that out. And, I would say one of the biggest struggles for a lot of people is the lack of engagement, lack of interaction. A lot of us are very social creatures. We don't have that right now. We're staying home. We're not seeing our friends. We're not seeing our family, even a lot of us, brothers and sisters and parents. So you have to find ways to stay, engaged. And so one of the things, we've done, this was pretty cool. We did this the other night. It was a friend of ours organized a virtual bingo game where we got on Zoom, which is a free app, free piece of software for the computer. And then I think there were 5 or 6 families that all got on here, a bunch of kids there. And we did, a virtual bingo game. Someone was calling out the numbers. We had our cards. And we could all talk to each other. We could all see each other. And you can use this really for anything. I mean, you could use Skype. You can use Zoom. I'm sure there are plenty of other apps out there that you can do that. But you can play really any games. You could do all that kind of stuff. But just a great idea. And the other night we did a poker game. I love poker. I love Texas Hold'em. And I like to play in person, but it's just not in the cards right now. So we did it online. There's this app that my buddy introduced me to called Poker Face, where you play online with your buddies and you're on video. And so at the poker table, you'll see the poker table with your chips, and then you'll see the little icon, and typically it's like a little avatar, but it's an actual video of you. So it's your face. And so we're all this, I don't know, there were maybe 5 of us on there. We can see each other and we can talk to each other. Great idea. And there's, got to be a million things like that. So just, that's kind of an idea for you. And I would say, probably the biggest thing, and the thing I want to talk about that means the most to me during all of this is, we're at a time now where we've got more free time than we're probably going to have again, maybe ever, until, we're retired. For a lot of us that work 9-to-5 jobs, for a lot of you. And our kids are out of school. I don't know if all kids are out of school. I haven't read about that, but at least in Maryland, Virginia, I know the schools are all shut down. So use this time, and the kids have schoolwork online, distance learning, and that's cool. My kids have it too. but there's still a lot of free time. And so I have my girls, they're 14 and 11, 7 days on, 7 days off. And so ever since my divorce back in 2012, I've really, really been able to appreciate every day I have with them, every moment I have with them, because I don't have them every day. Like I can't just see them anytime I want. I can't see them for a whole week. So it's extremely difficult. So when they're with me, I really try to take advantage of it. And so now when they're here with me, they were with me last week, and they were, they had their own stuff to do when I was working, but they come downstairs where my office is in the basement, and they, they're, hey Dad, what are you doing? Hey Dad, I'm bored. Hey Dad, can we go do something? And so, yeah, I took some time every day, a couple hours at least, and we had some experiences. We had fun. If it was crappy out, if it was raining, we sat at the table and we created some card games. We had fun with different like golf, and we created a game called Power War, and we just started having fun with some dice. We had this game called Left, Right, Center, which is so much fun. If you never heard of it, order it on Amazon and have it delivered because it's so much fun. Kids love it, and it's so simple. We played for quarters. And they just loved the idea of winning my money. And, we played for hours. They'd try to win, as much money as they could, and I'd win it back. And, and so that was awesome, just a great opportunity. And then, we play something called Mexican Train, which is a dominoes game, which is probably our favorite game as a family. The four of us play. It's a dominoes game, and it's, you look at it, and you're like, this looks stupid. It doesn't sound that fun. But believe me, if you've never played Mexican Train, give it a try. Like, I didn't think I would like it at all, but seriously, it's so much fun for the family. It's really engaging. It's competitive, and it's actually just fun to play. So look it up at least. If you have dominoes in your house, even better. And then when it was nice out, we went out for bike rides. Obviously staying away from people, staying away from like parks and things that are known to have germs. But literally, we went out every night for a couple of hours with 2 tennis balls, and we just created games, like just made up games, and it was so much fun. And so, I think about, when my kids were grown and they're gone, they're going to look back at, at some point, maybe they're in college, maybe they've got their own families and their own kids someday. They look back and they're telling their kids, and they say, when I was, a teenager, our schools closed down. We had this crazy pandemic, and our school was shut down for a month, 2 months, 3 months, whatever it turns out to be. And all I really remember is my dad, he took me out every day, and we would just play games. Like we just create these games with these tennis balls, or, that's the kind of stuff that I think about, and sometimes, yeah, I'd rather finish my work and do the things that I'm in the middle of, but I think about what's more important, really, right? Me finishing this sales page, or me creating this Instagram post, or taking my kids out who've been cooped up all day, getting them moving, getting them in fresh air, and then just having a fun experience with them so they have a blast. And believe me, and it sounds so silly, but like, we just had so much fun. Like, they're just laughing and just having the best time. We're just literally playing the stupidest games with tennis balls. I mean, I'm just creating these games off the top of my head. It's even hard to explain because, they're just made up rules, but it's fun. And so what I'm saying is, use this opportunity to be with your kids. Don't use this to be catching up on Sons of Anarchy or Game of Thrones, or whatever show is out right now. Use this time to be with your kids, because seriously, at some point, you're going to be going back to work, and you're not going to have that opportunity. They're going to be back in school. You're going to see them for an hour a day, right? Life's too short for that. Our relationship with our kids is far too important. So please think about that. So, those are my 2 cents on this. I'm really trying to stay positive through all this. I'm really not trying to get sucked into the news, the media, especially social media. Like, there's a lot of scare stuff out there. And just being smart about, what I'm touching, and It's not rocket science. I mean, sure, there's always the chance that we're going to get sick from something, right? We go out for a walk, we step in something that has, germs on it, we bring it into the house, those things are all possible, but unless you really lock down, shelter in place, I mean, that's just going to be out there. So just take care of your body, take care of your mind, and just spend as much time as you possibly can with your family. All right, guys, stay safe.
Thanks for joining us. And remember, if you want more information, check out the Fit Dad Basecamp group on Facebook. And don't forget to stop by fitdadnation.com. Until next time, keep kicking ass and taking the next step. You can do this, Dad.